Alright, we're back. Let me see if this is close. Okay. Yeah, we are back. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing. Alright, we're gonna do a little bit of editing. So my plan is to edit for an hour until sundown and then get off for a little bit. Then I kind of want to play some games tonight. I want to go a really long stream tonight. It is beautiful outside. Not gonna lie, it is beautiful. Let's get something going. This technically could be a just chatting stream, technically. Actually, I think it is. I think like it's under one of the tags. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday. Since I'm thinking it would be better, in my opinion, for Linkin Park. I'm not a vocal expert, but one thing I did notice, also Songlex, hope you're not a bot, or if you are, hope you're a smart bot that can have a little bit of fun. Hope you are. I think the reason you are only exception, you are only exception. I think the reason they didn't, I don't know, I'm sure there's like a lot of corporate reasons. Oh, this is the best singer that we found. But I think, let me see. Yeah, you're right. I think Emily Armstrong, from what I've heard, is a pretty good singer. Now, past instances of where they happen to be in their life have been kind of different. But when I was watching the live stream that they had, I didn't. When she was singing like the original songs, it was not that good. Like it didn't. I don't know. I think. I know her thing is like she's like screaming, but I feel like when she's singing Chester songs, I think she should, my opinion, she should like back off and kind of like just use her natural voice. And I mean like instead of like, cause you heard on the Emptiness Machine, she's like screaming. And that's fucking fun, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like when she's singing the Chet songs like from before, I don't think she should scream. I think she just sing without the screaming, if that makes any sense. Because it sounded very like she was like trying to force herself. Like I was like, she's trying to add a different dynamic to it, but I'm like, I don't think so. As someone that just listens. However, though, I've heard some of her older stuff, and I think it's fucking awesome. Like, especially the Emptiness Machine, I like it. It's suited to her. Yeah, like I think, I mean, I don't want them to go total like, slow it down and make it like a somber version of it. Cause I think that's what ends up happening when you're doing covers. They tend to like take it really like slow and like down, because you want to make it unique. But I don't know. That's gotta be different. I don't know. I don't like the way it sounds. However, though, I do love Emptiness Machine. Like I do love that it suits her voice, because she's trying to sing songs that are meant for Chester, and that's okay, because she's part of the band now. But it's like you can clearly tell that those songs were meant for someone else. Meanwhile, Emptiness Machine, it feels like, okay, this is for her voice. I think this is for her. And I think for me, if anything, it makes me excited for the new album, because like I don't really want to hear her sing old songs. Not because it's not Chester, but because it doesn't sound. I rather, but obviously, if you're going to Linkin Park concert, you want to hear the hits. But I think for me, it's like I kind of want to hear the new stuff, because at least that's like to her octave, and that's like to her strings. Thank you, Jack of Roses. Appreciate it. Yeah, like because it's stuff that's stuff for her. It's like versus the Linkin Park stuff, like from Chester. Like, it's. I love Chester, but it's like, I don't kind of want to. I mean, but then again, what, the set list would just be their album? It wouldn't be the old stuff. Yeah, I get you. And like for me, I guess I was never really a huge Lincoln. I was down. I was never a huge Linkin Park fan to begin with, so I'm looking at this like as like non-biased as possible, because I don't really have. I mean, Chester, like I love like his advocacy and love what he did, but I don't really have like a he was my childhood or he was inspiration for me. I don't have that connection. Now, if someone were to tell me Patrick Stump, you know, something happened to him, then yeah, I could probably have a little bit more emotional connection. But I'm looking at this from like a straight like sound perspective, I suppose, like with no emotional ties. I'm like, I don't sound. I don't know. Change the octave, go lower or something. It sounds. Yeah. No, I think it's valid. It's valid if you look at it from like those are not meant for their voice. Unless you're gonna, it's almost like, because even what's his face, Adam Lambert, because he's part of Queen, kind of, but he kind of sings it in his own style. Like he doesn't try to emulate Chester or not. He doesn't try to emulate Freddie Mercury. He kind of adds his own little take on it. And I feel like Emily Armstrong, at least from that live stream, is like trying to kind of like bring her own flavor, but is also like trying to live up to like Chester's voice. Like, but I also think a lot of Queen songs you can never match Freddie, but it's kind of a little easier to like sing along to. While with Linkin Park, it's I don't know. No one will match Chester. No one will match Freddie Mercury, but it feels a little bit easier. At least it sounds easier. Not to feel, but it sounds a little bit easier to follow through. No, it's a valid point to like point out that it doesn't really sound actors. What do you mean? Oh, I mean they're lip singing. They're not actually singing. Like, what was his face? Rami Malek didn't actually sing. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just kind of wish that with Emily Armstrong, and maybe they will, they would like change up the song a little bit to kind of suit her more, because it feels like it's just, hey, Emily, s- go ahead and sing these songs that we already did. But it sounds like it sounds, I don't know. It doesn't sound. I'm not asking you to replace Chester, but it sounds really weird. While with Adam Lambert with Queen, it sounds like, okay, he's clearly not Freddie, and that's okay. We're gonna like do our own thing with this. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll adjust the octave. Maybe they'll adjust. No, no, they'll do some adjusting, because it just sounded like, all right, guys. Chester's all of y'all. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't really like that. I don't like it when they do that in general. Oh, they are. You are all stars, or you are all one of us. Like, no. Clearly, you found a new singer, even though you don't want to say you're replacing Chester, because no one can replace Chester. No, you clearly found a new front person, and that's okay to say. I think. I don't know. I'm just nitpicking. Oh, no one can replace. Well, no shit, no one can replace Chester. But like, clearly, you kind of replaced the front man. You got back together and said, "Hey, we want to make new music, but we both know if we release music individually, it ain't gonna do that good. So let's come back and let's get a new singer." I feel like maybe they've spent some time, you know, I don't want to say healed, because no one could ever be fucking healed, but they probably spent like, some time. Okay, we with the numbers, and we looked at all of us, and I don't know. But I love the Emptiness Machine. The Emptiness Machine is fucking awesome. I don't agree that they should make their own new band, but I kind of wish people would just like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure if something were to happen to 21 Pilots, I'd probably feel more like strong about it. Oh, why? But I'm just looking at this from a pure like, yeah, and it makes sense. Like, some people are saying that they should have just made their own new band with this person. But I also understand it's like, well, if we were to start a new band, then we would have to start from ground zero. Like, advertising us, and I feel like no matter what, they would still be screwed. Like, I feel like they would still be screwed of like, oh, well, you're trying to be Linkin Park, so damn you if you start a new band. Oh, you're trying to be like Linkin Park. Linkin Park, Great Value version. But I feel like, or like they did right now, or like they did right now, um, um, you're nothing without Chester. I feel like, damn you if you start a new band, and damn you if you find someone new. They were not gonna win. Even if Chester did not pass away and he decided, hey, I'm done with music for a while, they would still be getting the same outrage. I think. I think honestly, like all artists, we look at it as like, we are always creating. Even if it's not gonna be the best thing ever, we're always creating shit. Even if we like, even when, I mean, unless like you're in your 80s where you kind of want to retire and you just want to like look at the stars all day, then fine. But I feel like if you are of able-bodied age, all artists are always like wanting to do shit. Like I know when the Weeknd announced that he's like done with the Weeknd, I know and everyone else knows he's probably done with the Weeknd moniker, or I'm taking a step back from music, or I'm taking a step away. No one has ever retired, so I felt like maybe that was the thing with Shinoda, where it's like, where Chester passed away, but he was always still making stuff. And I think he obviously produced on Twitch. He produced with several artists. I think even he produced with Megan Lennius. I think he produced several tracks, and it's like he's done that stuff for people. But I also think this was like, okay, he wants to do something for himself again because he wanted to give back. He kind of wanted to just like chill out from the unfortunate passing of Chester, and I feel like this was his like, okay, I want to do something for myself again. So yeah, that's what I think. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I think like everyone like I think they also like I said look at the numbers. Like, hey, if we release music on our own, we are not gonna make fucking money. Like I'm telling you this much, no one's gonna really give a shit. But if they go under like the Lincoln Park moniker, hey, it's a name that's been well established, and even if people don't like it, they know, okay, well, we'll still have like the legacy follower, the people that are fans, ride or die. But if you say, hey, we are blank 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 new band, then they had to start all over again. Even though it's like Lincoln Park light, I don't know. Yeah, but at the same time though, it's like he could sing all the songs that Chester did, but he is not a lead singer. So I think he was like, well, we can always get back together, but he cannot. He can lead. He leads like from behind, like musically and producing, but he cannot fucking sing. I mean, he can't really sing like to lead. I think it's like what happened with Oasis, where fucking Noel Gallagher's high flying bullshit. That he even said, yeah, I was never that good of a singer. I always liked to sing in the backup, and Liam sang. So I feel like, hey, we want to get back together, but I cannot fucking sing, or he can't fucking sing. And Emily isn't trying to be Chester. Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why they're trying to get her to sing those old songs because if they want to get back together and you're trying to go on a tour, you're like it makes I don't know, it makes no sense. Like I get it if you're trying not to be Chester, but you're going on a tour and what you only sing the songs that are on the new album. But it's Linkin Park. I didn't get to hear a numb. So I feel like it's almost like what's this other band? I'm cherry picking shit, but the Commodores. Lionel Richie left like 40 years ago, but they're still trying to sing. They still play the songs that they were made popular with Lionel Richie. Because I feel like if you go to any concert, it's like, hey, well, why aren't you singing the songs that you were known for? So I feel like unless they want the show to be an hour long, which they pick a name like Linkin Park, could not do it. Like, they could do it for art for artistic integrity. Oh, because honor Chester, but it's also like they still need to make money. They still need to make money, and like even if Emily is not Chester, hey, people still want to hear Numb, and they could kind of go at it from there. I don't know. I'm trying to rationalize. But I also feel like since Chester, he didn't scream in his songs, but I feel like no matter what, he still always going to get like, why did you replace him? Money talks, I think. And I feel money talks. This glare is fucking up my computer. Well, not fucking my computer, but it's. I can barely see half the photo. I should have played Fortnite. I don't know. I'm all on board of like, you know, respecting it and honoring, but it's like, this is also why I not related. It kind of is, because that person loss of life. I feel like you should, unless like you're like Leonard Skinner, or let's like Leonard Skinner, where you lose majority of the band, then yeah, maybe, you know, maybe it's best kind of leave it as is. But I feel like from I don't know, this doesn't sound very arrogant. I feel like if everybody is still in good health and you want to make music, why not? I think. I mean, like I said, I've never lost someone like close to me, so I don't know if it's just, hey, the art is bigger than the integrity. But I always think there should always be a way forward, in my opinion. Whether if it's a year, 2 or 3 or 20, there should be at least a way for if people are like down to make more music or down to continue creating, should always be a way forward. I feel like to, you know, move on. It's just off topic, but it's also why when they announced that they were not recasting T'Challa in Black Panther, I was kind of annoyed. Because I feel like, you know, even though they're gone, there has to be a way to move on without just, okay, no one can replace him. That's great. No one can replace him in name. But you get honor them. But I kind of find it funny in a way. I'm being toxic. But I kind of find it funny in a way where like people, when they show like the Scientology stuff and like the Danny Masterson stuff, like everyone was like, the hype kind of died down a little bit. But then like people were like, yeah, the band always fucking sucked. It was corporate bullshit. I'm like, I'm not saying don't you know, express your feelings about shit, but I feel like once you go down a rabbit hole, you're gonna get people that take it a step further. Oh, that goes beyond the whole Danny Masterson shit. It's like, oh, Emily Armstrong supports a rapist in Scientology, and then people are like, yeah, fuck her. The band always sucked, and then it's like, oh, no, no, no. But I feel like when you open that door of like, I guess, critique, people are gonna take a step further, like, yeah, fuck everything. Like people go down the black pill route. Yeah, fuck everything. And that goes beyond the whole, like, you know, the reason why people are you know, critiquing, and people are like, yeah, Linkin Park always fucking sucked, and it's like, that's when I would back off. It's like, oh, okay, that everyone's do. So I never bet that's a character than the person, so I finish it. True. I mean, I'm comparing apples to oranges, but I'm just saying, like, it kind of, I mean, goes back to what I'm saying about moving on, and like, I feel like if you want to honor somebody, and if you want to honor their legacy, you would keep their memory alive by continuing it somehow. The waste means like they need cash. Yeah. I mean, I've heard different stuff. Like I heard like Noel Gallagher, or maybe it was Liam. I don't know which one of them. That their divorce is a lot of money, so that's why they got back together. But I also think like I don't know. I don't really like certain family members, but I know deep down unless they did something really fucking disgusting, I will always like I'll love you, but I just don't like you, dude. So I feel like that's me where I'm like feeling, maybe there's that little bit of hope, like, what? Maybe they don't entirely hate each other because they are family, but I feel like, what? I don't like you that much, but hey, you're still. 'Cause from what I've heard, I'm not saying this is right, but I'm saying. I mean, they're still family. I imagine, like, they're still family. Like, it's not. I mean, I know he said some really ugly shit about one of the wives. One of them said that. Where's the? I can't see shit. Hold on, let me get the background. I'm excited. I think next year, I heard they're going to Los Angeles. I would love to see him in Los Angeles. But yeah, I don't know. I like Linkin Park, but I didn't really have like a big. They're great. They're the best. I have like with Twin on Pilots though. That's a band I could truly say. Yeah, like that band has emotional tie. Like I will like if someone wants to debate me about 21 Pilots, I will risk it all to like debate about that. And that's what I think that's what a lot of people feel about Linkin Park. Oh, this band during a time I felt this, or I was doing this and their song came out. Like I don't have that emotional tie. So it's kind of fascinating to kind of hear all these different points of view. But at least I'm gonna be cherry picking. At least with like Oasis, well, you have the two brothers, and I've heard rumors that some of the original members are coming back. At least for the UK leg of the tour. With Linkin Park, I mean, aside from the obvious, there's two members that are not returning, and rightfully so. Do what they gotta do. The band might have ended when Chester, was no longer around. But with Oasis, I don't know. I feel like if I was to discover Linkin Park for the first time, and I'd be okay, sweet, they're coming back together, and then like okay, Chester's obviously not around, but then you have two band members that are no longer there. And it's like, I don't know. You don't like Oasis? I love Oasis. I mean, I don't love them, but their music's pretty awesome. So I saw a comment somewhere online in the interwebs that like, oh, Oasis is super whiny. I mean, that's debatable. Like some of the songs are whiny. Where and I'm kind of glad that they went. This doesn't sound. I don't know. I feel like if they would have gone with, I don't know. I hate pointing this shit out because I'm not that. Oh, I hate it. If they would have gone with a male singer to replace Chester, I mean, as it is, Emily Armstrong's already getting backlash. Like, oh, you're never Chester. But I feel like if they would have gotten a male singer, like a new male singer to be the front person, I feel like they truly would have been like, I don't know. It's bad right now, Emily Armstrong. I feel like it would have been worse if they would have gotten a male singer because just you are never gonna meet Chester. Or they could have gone in the Journey route. They could have gone the Journey route where it's like they literally got someone that sounds just like Steve Perry. I feel like that one's kind of weird. And then now Journey at this moment is a cover band. Now if you get a new front person that's kind of like different, then okay, there's some room for like, creativity and kind of messing around with it. But I feel like when you're like Journey, when you have a lead singer, replacement singer that's just sounds just like Steve Perry, and no. I kind of wish I had like musical experience, kind of give like more in depth answers and like opinions, versus I've heard, or I don't, I heard my ears. Like I wish I could give like actual like mathematical like answers to like why. Mm, let's see. The new Beetlejuice movie. So for context, I'm editing photos, but I don't really have consent. aka I didn't really ask for consent because I didn't. These photos are from April. I didn't really want to bother. That's what I'm doing. So in case you're, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I saw it Thursday night, and I thought it was okay. I don't know. I thought it was alright. I thought it was alright. I think. Well, I never really liked the first Beetlejuice to begin with. I love like my spooky shit, but Beetlejuice is kind of like where, not that it scares me, but it just kind of like makes me feel very. It kind of makes me feel like very uneasy. But I saw it and I thought it was okay. And I don't want to sound cynical, but I'm gonna sound cynical anyway. There's one character that I knew for a fact that okay, I can tell whenever in movies it makes certain or even shows when they make characters just for like to sell toys or to sell stuff. And there's one character in the Beetlejuice movie where I'm like, yeah, that character is literally made just like for marketing. AM 802, howdy. Oh God. I'm gonna time you out. How do I don't go into mod view. Turn shield on. Mod. I'm gonna time you out. I don't know. Usually some bots kind of entertain me a little bit. Yeah, there's one character, and you can probably tell who I'm talking about, where I'm like, that character thing is literally just made for marketing. And I'm not trying to sound like an old man, but I'm like, you can see it from a mile away. Okay, this character thing was made just for like memes and TikTok and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to make the no fun gang, but I'm also like, it's worth a watch. It's just like I felt the movie. I felt like the movie had way too many writers. No, it's not a real person. It's well, actually, no, fuck. I'm gonna say it. It's in the marketing, so I'm gonna say it. The character Bob, who's like the shrunken head character, and now I'm not gonna tell which scene it is, but it's shown in the trailer, so it's already been out there. Where it's like Bob and there's like a fucking room with a bunch of like shrunken heads, like working on typewriters and shit. Yeah, and I'm not nice. I'm not trying to be an old man, but I could tell like when they introduced that, oh my god, they made this character just for TikTok and like memes, like the big eyes, like the oh, this is gonna be great on TikTok for oh my god, it's a Monday. I need my coffee. I could already tell it's gonna be made for that kind of shit. And when the movie came out, I saw memes and stuff like that. Like the marketing team was just, oh, it's a Monday, or oh, like very, I don't know. I figured it out. Oh, I'm always feeling like this, and I'm like, I see you, fucking Warner Brothers. Not bad. It's just like, I blame the internet on this for me. But like, it also felt like there were, like I said, it felt like there was too many. I feel like there was too many like writers on this movie. I feel like there was way too many writers that were on there, and it was like, but well, you saw from the trailers. The trailers are already out there. That there's like a storyline with Beetlejuice's ex-wife, who's played by Monica Bellucci, and I'm gonna say it, Tim Burton is dating Monica Bellucci, or they're very friendly. Which I'm not giving him shit for like being friendly with Monica Bellucci, but it's like I could tell. I could tell why she was in this movie. I'm not judging, but I am judging that. Like I could tell why Monica Bellucci's in this movie, and that's because Tim Burton is fancying Monica Bellucci. And that's okay. It's just like her role in the movie is kind of like irrelevant. And it sucks because Monica Bellucci's like, she has like a very unique look, and it's like, okay, you're literally in this movie just for that. After the trailer, I was like, why is he back in December 2 doing new stuff? And I haven't seen the New World, seen basically Sleep was in the first moment. Yeah, 1988. Yeah, I think this was I'm not sure. Let me check. Yeah, no. So I think this is Michael. I think Batman came after Beetlejuice, which that was a weird time because he had Michael Keaton. I think it made sense for him to come out like in Beetlejuice because he was like he was a comedic actor and he was like doing comedies and Mr. Mom and shit. But then when Tim Burton's like, oh, I'm gonna cast him as Batman, people are like, what? Mr. Mom, Beetlejuice is Batman? I don't get it. But yeah, that was a weird time. I'm looking on Wikipedia. Always fucking right. Development, casting. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at this. Don't tell me, but I hope they made the story on that way. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think like the time of the year makes a difference. I mean, it's in modern day, but I don't think it's like it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's Beetlejuice. You liked Hocus Pocus too? Oh. Agree, disagree. I agree that you like it, but I'm gonna disagree that it's good. I just don't think Tim Burton. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Tim Burton is just making stuff off his legacy, then coming up with new ideas. Like, and that's fine. I feel like Tim Burton, he's literally made Edward Scissorhands. He made Beetlejuice. He made Batman. He made Big Fish. He made Sweeney Todd. But I feel like Tim Burton is kind of like he's probably making. I think in my opinion, I think he's making things because he's bored now. Like he's bored. Like he's literally can retire and no problems. But I feel like at this point in his career, he's making things just because well, I can. Like I don't know. My opinion now, it feels like there's not much passion behind it, and it's more like, hey, I can still direct. I'm still alive. Why not? That's what it feels like. Some people are saying, "Oh, he's back. He's made his return." I'm like, I feel like he made his return with Wednesday, and that's pretty decent. And people kind of forget, oh, he made Dumbo. He made this and that. And it's like, he's always been around. It's kind of the same way I feel about Brendan Fraser, where Brendan Fraser's back. And I'm like, he came out in fucking Doom Patrol. He came out in other stuff. No, rewind. Brendan Fraser's back when he made, what's that movie? The Whale. Oh, he's back. I'm like, no. He's always been back. You just never really gave a shit about his work prior to being in an Oscar-worthy movie. But yeah, he's back. I'm being salty. He's back. No, he's always been around. You just never really cared about his other projects until it was relevant to do so. I'm projecting. Wednesday, based off the end, something new. To be fair, people are trying to hate new stuff and what else stuff. Yeah, I mean that I like old stuff too. I love the new Bill and Ted movie. But like I'm also saying like Tim Burton doesn't need to develop new shit anymore. Like he doesn't need to. I mean, doesn't mean he shouldn't. But I'm saying he's not like Robert Eggers, where he has to make new projects to prove himself that he's a worthy director. Same thing with I'm gonna kind of move on to a different conversation. It's kind of like with what's his face, Coppola. What's his fucking name? Who's the daddy Coppola? Francis Ford Coppola. Megalopolis is bad, from what I've heard. But people, and I don't know, I love Godfather. I loved Apocalypse Now. But when they said, oh, he got like a 10-minute standing ovation when he did a screening for Megalopolis, and I'm like, people are giving the standing ovation because of his legacy, not because, I mean, who knows? Maybe the movie is actually good, but I think people were giving him a standing ovation because it's Francis Ford Coppola, not because I really love Megalopolis and this movie is gonna change the world. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I feel like the same thing could be said about Tim Burton. I feel like he's made a lot of great movies, and movies are subjective. That's the beauty of art. Megalopolis, kind of. And I read the script years ago, and it's good. It just seems like it should be a movie that should be on a lower budget. It reminds me of Cloud Atlas, which is good, but it's also like it's too big idea. It's too big idea. Like the plot is essentially New York is being run by what's his face? What's his face? Mandalorian, fucking Gus from Breaking Bad, Giancarlo Esposito, and here comes Kylo Ren, who's like, I have like these new utopian ideas and change the future of the city, and it's kind of like old versus new ideas. It's kind of cool, but if like those are like really abstract ideas that it's kind of hard to put on screen. But then again, I don't know. They made a movie about Passion of the Christ, so who fucking knows? I still want to see that movie though. The Megalopolis. It's just, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Robopocalypse is science fiction, portrays AI control researcher. Robots. Oh, okay. I'm looking at it right now. It's been in creative hell for 10 years. So Michael Bay is apparently directing, but the last news we've heard has been 2018. I don't know. I feel like it would be a great time to make this movie because of the AI stuff. But yeah, it's been in development hell forever. Hi, baby. I kind of want to check it out now. So what makes it different from iRobot is the question. Because iRobot was a great book and a great premise. I think also it could be an oversaturated market. Because I remember at one point they were making so many robot movies. And it also could be like the budget for this to be made is like way too much. I don't know. Oh, it's another Worm movie. Yeah, and I think right now in Hollywood, unless like your name is like DC or Marvel, I don't think a lot of big budget movies are being approved unless like you're like Francis Coppola or you are literally selling your own wine company to make the movie. I think they're making. Hold on. I know the director of Dune is making a nuclear movie. Dune director. Dennis Villeneuve. I don't know how to say it. Villeneuve. I don't know how to say his name. He's making. He's making a movie called The Nuclear War Scenario. I don't see. He made. I don't know. He made West Side Story, and that movie kind of was. I thought the movie was great, but it was mixed reviews from everybody. But then that's a whole different black hole. So Dennis Villeneuve, I'm gonna call him Noob. It's a movie called Nuclear War: A Scenario. It was published this past year. I mean they made Oppenheimer. The 2024 nonfiction book by American journalist Annie Jacobson. It outlines a timeline of a hypothetical first strike against the continental United States by North Korea. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this movie could be really good, but it has to be more like Oppenheimer than Red Dawn. Cause like Red Dawn, then it's fucked. Which I think that movie is the one about Russia invading the United States like 10 years ago. I mean, the reception was pretty good on New York Times. It was like great. I never read it. I kind of want to check it out. Nuclear guns. What else is there? Oh shit. Okay, fuck. I'm reading the end of it. Spoiler alert. The nuclear conflict causes fires in the northern hemisphere that trigger nuclear winter, preventing agriculture and killing plants and upending food chains. Small animals thrive while larger animals are nearly wiped out. Humanity experiences widespread famine, with a few exceptions including southernmost countries, Australia, New Zealand, Argentina, and parts of Paraguay. And nuclear fallout causes radiation poisoning. After months, as nuclear winter ends, the ozone layer damaged by the nuclear war fails to shield life from the sun's ultraviolet rays, forcing humanity to live underground. While insects and plagues from thawing corpses spread above ground, the Earth itself takes 24,000 years to recover from nuclear war. While humanity's fate is unmentioned, the author concludes that the enemy was no country or group with nuclear weapons. I mean, I could see this being a movie, but this book I'm looking at, the synopsis, there's no characters, and I feel like if like in a movie you have to at least make a character, unless you're gonna go with the yeah, or I think if you don't really want to make a movie, make it into a series. But I feel like the Mortal Engines, I feel like the Mortal Engines was made years too early. Because now I feel like if the book or whatever is that good and have all that confidence, then then the studio would be, hey, let's make it into a movies. But I also, the other option is, hey, this is good, but it's not great. We'll make it into a series, which that's usually kind of what happens. Oh shit. You know what I would love to fucking see as a movie, and like a legit movie in this style. I would love to see a movie about humans in prehistoric times. And I've always like been intrigued by like that idea. Yeah. One movie, and I'm probably nobody's gonna agree with me, but one movie I'm excited for is The Passion of the Christ 2. I always bring that up every so often about Passion of the Christ 2. I'm not I'm not I think I'm spiritual. Let's just put it that I'm spiritual. But I'm excited about The Passion of the Christ 2. Like that's if there's one movie that I'm like, aside from like Secret Wars, Doomsday, and obviously Nuclear War Scenario, that's one movie that I'm like really excited to see how it turns out. Because I feel, well, I read the Bible like a few times when I was a kid. No, but I think the RDJ casting is fucking lazy as shit. But one of the reasons why I'll go back to RDJ right now. One of the reasons why I'm excited about The Passion of the Christ 2 is I read the Bible once when I was a kid, and Mel Gibson has said this, that because the story of Passion of the Christ 2 is literally going to be about Jesus going to hell, and the disciples and all that stuff, and his resurrection from the dead on Easter Sunday. And I think what's so fascinating about that is that with the Passion of the Christ, I don't want to say there's proof because I don't fucking know, but it's very much like in detail like how it happened, and it's very much, I don't want to say it's doable, but it's a little bit more cut. It's a little more cut and dry. Like this is what could have happened. This is what might have happened. But when I was reading the Bible a long time ago, when Jesus goes into hell, it's very abstract. Like obviously you're going into a different dimension. It's very abstract, and the imagery is so fucking daunting. So I'm really excited to see Mel Gibson take that on, because what he did with Apocalypto was fantastic. What he did with Hacksaw Ridge was pretty awesome. Like I think he's a good director. I think his writing could be a little bit better, but I'm really excited to see where he takes this because I could already if his movies are already intense and the imagery and the content is so heavy. I'm really excited to see what he does like with the story of Jesus going into hell and the disciples because I feel like that's a story where he even said, "Oh, we're gonna go into another dimension, another realm, and it's to be mystical." And I feel like you could really do a good job without it being like corny. Like I remember when I watched Passion of the Christ, I was like, "This is heavy." So I'm thinking, take that a step further with Passion of the Christ too. Regarding RDJ, I think casting him was very safe. It was very safe and kind of lazy casting as Doctor Doom. In my opinion. Because you could say, well, he's in a different universe. He's not Iron Man. I'm like, yeah, but I feel like this goes beyond that, where you have an actor who played probably the best character out of the MCU. And it's like, but he's a different universe. Like, no. Like, unless, like, you're like Terrence Howard, where you came out for a movie and you got replaced, then yeah, it makes sense and you can kind of differentiate. But here you have somebody who played the main hero of the MCU for over 10 years and you're going to bring him back as a different character. I don't think it works because people are always going to associate that. Like, oh, you are still Iron Man. Unless you're like I said, unless you're like someone who played a character in the background. Like, it's happened before where Gemma Chan, if I'm saying her name right, wrong. She played a character in Captain Miss Marvel. Then she played like Cersei in The Eternals. And it's like, well, okay, she already played a different character, but it wasn't that prominent. But here you have RDJ who played the biggest character in the MCU, and then all of a sudden, he played a different character. It's like, it already annoys me because it's like, I don't want to see, an up and coming actor play Doctor Doom, but I feel like there's so many different actors. Like, I feel like if you want to bring back RDJ, raise him from the dead and like fuck it, raise Iron Man from the dead and just say fuck it, he's back. Versus, oh hey, RDJ's back, but he's playing Doctor Doom. Like, no. If you really wanted him so bad, just reverse his fucking death. Like, fuck it. I'm probably throwing the baby in the bathwater. But still. Yeah, I watched Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't think it was that great, but it was fun. I mean, Marvel movies are not trying to get Oscars, but I thought it was fun. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just acting. But it's like, I'm gonna even go a step further. The Avengers movies are like money wise, made probably the most money ever in history. But then on top of that, you're bringing back a character who meant you're bringing back an actor who meant so much. Like that doesn't work. Is this to say no? It's like he's not the anchor of the universe. I mean, no. They've said that Spider-Man is the anchor. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. That Spider-Man Peter Parker is the anchor of the MCU, like the 616 main MCU, which makes sense because they would never kill Spider-Man. But I kind of also want to see him die now. But I feel like the whole anchor beans, I feel maybe there's a big ass plan. Maybe there's a whole big ass plan of this, but I feel like it's just lazy. I feel like the anchors and shit's kind of retconning a lot of crap that they introduced in Loki. No, but like, I don't know. I've heard mixed things that anchors can be replaced. Because I'm just always thinking like realistically, what if Spider-Man dies of old age? Do they just get picked like the Green Lantern? Hey, this random person is an anchor bean. But it makes sense that Peter Parker is the anchor bean because I don't know, because then it's like if he's the main anchor bean, then wouldn't have the universe collapsed when Thanos snapped him out of existence in Avengers Infinity? That's why I love the multiverse, but I'm also like I don't like it because I feel like they're kind of retconning a lot of shit. Oh, well, Peter Parker's alive. He's the biggest character ever. We'll just make him the anchor bean. But like, what, like, and also like if Peter Parker got snapped in the Infinity War, then who was anchor bean then? And then obviously Peter Parker, like, was Peter Parker always anchor bean, like from a little boy till he got his spider bite, or he just so happened to be the anchor bean as soon as he got bitten by a spider? Like that's what I'm wondering. Like, does it like change every so often based on like primes of their life? Like I'm so confused. I hope they address that. I mean, I don't think they will, but I hope for my sake, they change every 5-10 years based on like I don't know, like what I'm trying to assume. Okay, say you get the flu. Does your anchor bean status get lowered because you have the flu? Because you're kind of like sick, but once you recover from the flu, like it goes back up to being like a bigger status. I'm confused by that. So I started to get messed up. So the anchor's dying. Honestly, like Henry hasn't died yet. No, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's like convoluted, and that's an overstatement. I feel like it's so convoluted. It's like, well, wouldn't have the universe have collapsed when Peter Parker got snapped by Thanos? Because if he's the anchor being, what does that mean? The way I'm taking Daw as the actor. Wait, Daw? Who's Daw? Oh, Deadpool and Wolverine, sorry. Uh, yeah, but like, I mean, I know these I don't know. And these characters are not immortal. The only person that is immortal technically is Thor. He ages like slowly in terms of like 1,000 years. That's why I'm thinking like, because clearly age is a thing in the MCU. I think. Like even if they have like Scarlet Witch, I don't know. Even if it's the Hulk, he's still getting older. Like you're not gonna have a Mark Ruffalo in his 80s saying, "Yeah, I'm 1,000 years old." Like I don't see the I don't know, because even in the comics, they either stay the same age, like 30, they stay 35 for forever, and it's kind of just that. But I feel like when you're dealing with actors, like, well, okay, you're gonna tell me a Tom Holland who's like, you're gonna tell me that Tom Holland's like is the anchor bean and he's like 80, like I don't know. Could be, but I'm wondering. I don't know. Like, I'm wondering, does it have to be active and like doing shit, or because like I'm wondering if he was Anchor Bean while he was in ice. Like, was he still the Anchor Bean, or he had to like be just existing and doing shit to be an Anchor Bean? That's what I'm like curious about this whole thing. I feel like it would. I feel like that's a good theory that Steve Rogers is an Anchor Bean. Because hey, he was in the ocean somewhere in the ice, and therefore it's like a safe anchor bean, literally. Hey, what's up, Hera? How are you doing? We're talking Marvel stuff, but I'm also doing clicky clacky stuff too. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. But did they say? I haven't. I didn't rewatch Deadpool Wolverine. Was it mentioned that Wolverine? Was it mentioned that Wolverine was an anchor bean? Or was it Deadpool's an anchor bean? Fuck. I feel like Deadpool should be an anchor bean. Because he's immoral. That makes sense. Why I mean, yeah, but they didn't make. They never made it make sense. I don't think. I don't know. Is Deadpool in the main MCU, or Deadpool? Okay. So I was gonna say it's not Deadpool because he was talking to Happy and everybody. But I don't understand that because the Avengers exist in Deadpool's universe. I don't know. I feel like though he should be an anchor bean because here tears I take read at the end of combining the two anchor beings. Are you saying like Wolverine and like Spider-Man, or you're saying at the end, or in your take that it's Wolverine and Deadpool are two anchor beings? I'm still in the train that Spider-Man is an anchor being. True. They should be an anchor being, I think. But it's also kind of not fair, but it's also story-wise it makes sense. Also, Hera, how are you doing? Sorry if I'm like on my own tangent. It would make sense that you put any character that's immortal as an anchor being, because that's like a safe bet. Because chances are they will either live forever or they will. I don't know. That's a good dependable anchor being versus, hey, I'm gonna make someone who doesn't have immortality an anchor because at one point they're gonna die. That door, right? Even though Kevin Feige said, "Oh, there's a reason why there's a reason why he was crying, and we'll keep it a secret." I think that was more of a gag. True. I still don't think Deadpool's an anchor being, though. I feel like in a future movie, Deadpool is like that MacGuffin. I think a movie that I think is going to be canceled either already is or it's going to be canceled. I think Blade's going to get canceled. Which kind of sucks, but Blade has been in development for like fucking 6 years at this point. So I feel like a movie like Blade should not be that tough to fucking make. When you have years, decades of material to work with for Blade, it should not be that hard to crack a story. But the thing is that I I don't think they'll do that though. Unless you make Doctor Doom super OP like the comics, because I feel like if they kill Deadpool and Wolverine, especially after that movie's made over like a shit ton of money, I don't think Disney's gonna like, yeah, we're gonna kill off Deadpool and Wolverine for a movie. So I feel like that would basically pull. I feel like that would basically make everything that they did for the Deadpool and Wolverine, both like movie wise and like cultural impact, for nothing. Yeah, we're gonna kill them after they use the power of friendship to save the universe. I don't think so either. I feel like Snipes. I feel like that. I feel like he's done. And I feel like with not Deadpool, Wolverine's a little bit easier because you at least have forgot her name, but the actress from the Wolverine movie, who can kind of take up the mantle. Right? It's still like open for interpretation. I feel like I don't know. This feels like a big shot in the foot for Marvel because Mahershala Ali, X-23, yeah. There's still like possibilities because he's I don't know. I feel like Snipes Blade it's I think he's done because yeah you continue his movies, but could could Snipes play Blade for the next 10 years? No. You could do stunt doubles. I don't think he's gonna play for 10 years. And I feel like I feel like for Blade they want an actor who could probably play him for the next 10 years. I mean, we could all die at any moment, but I feel like could you really look at Wesley Snipes and be like, yeah, you know what? I have faith that he's not gonna like in 10 years, like, or at least 5 years. Like, I have faith that I'm not trying to say age is a thing, but I'm saying like he's on the older side. Like, could you say, you know what? I really believe that he's gonna. I don't know. I think they're done. I think they'll probably appear like in Secret Wars, but I don't think they're gonna bring them back, like for other movies. I feel like for Secret Wars and Doomsday, I think they'll probably come out. But in terms of like putting them like in new movies or having them play them for the next foreseeable future, I don't think so. It would be silly if they didn't want Electro movie again. I don't know. The first Electro movie kind of sucked. Like, let's see. Like, that movie made. Let me see. Let's follow the money. That movie, the budget was like 43 million to 65 million, and the box office was 57 million. Like, they lost money. I don't know. I think. Well, then you have what's her name, Elodie Young from like the laundry person, the maid show. I forgot the fucking show's name. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Jennifer Garner and Elodie Young are that great of actresses. But they're Marvel movies. They're not Oscar-winning movies. They're not trying to make an Oscar movie. I feel like Gambit's a character like with Channing Tatum. He wants to make that movie, but I also feel like age is a thing. Unless they want to go down like an old man Gambit kind of thing, then sure. Yeah. Like I don't think they'd bring her back. And the reason why I don't think so because I feel like Jennifer Garner's Elektra was good, but you can't really make like the arg. It's hard to make the argument for like, yeah, we should totally make her the main Elektra when you have somebody else that was Elektra. But with Wolverine, there's only been one Wolverine, and clearly Hugh Jackman is still a big name in acting, and he's still got it, and like the legacy of that. But I don't know if you could really see. I don't know if you could really say that about Jennifer Garner. Like, yeah, she is the epitome of Elektra. I don't know about that. Three Elektras. I know there's Jennifer Garner, and there's Lodi Young. Who's the other one? No. Yeah, no, there's only been two. I think Lodi Young's was my favorite, mostly because I think it was modern. It felt it felt more to the character, and it didn't feel as cheesy. It was still cheesy, but it felt like a good balance, like having her be like this ninja assassin who is like attracted and kind of like who's attracted to Matt, and how she was like kind of like cat like in like the way she acted, like very kind of, I don't want to say loose, but very oblivious, and just on her mission. Yeah, and that's what she is, and I feel like it I feel like it felt so much better, and it fit the world a lot easier. Like, I think what I liked about Daredevil is that it felt it I need to finish you replace Mike Coulter, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. I would replace him, mostly because what makes not Iron Fist, god damn it, what makes Luke Cage, I guess what makes his character so believable is that he's like very brawny and very strong and kind of like this intimidating person. And I feel like Mike Coulter is like he's 10 years older than he's almost 10 years older than when he last played Luke Cage. And I feel like you're gonna kind of run into a Batista situation where the older you get, it's hard to like bulk up, and like because he's supposed to be very big and stocky. I'd only replace him for that reason, because I feel like could we really depend on him being a Luke Cage for the next 10 years? I can say something about fucking Daredevil, but Daredevil, It's just mostly his size. With Daredevil, he's never really been a big, beefy person. So I feel like you can kind of get away with having a 50-year-old Matt Murdock. But Luke Cage is like, how do you... I don't know. Yeah. Iron Fist, I think the actor, Finn Jones, he was fucking great. He... The history of his show is so fucking problematic. And I loved Iron Fist the first season. I loved it. I loved that it was like it happened. It was like right before the Defenders and shit. I liked it. It was corny as shit, but I read up that apparently they were learning martial arts like on set and shit. Like he was cool, and even in the Defenders, it like I liked. He was the first season. He said he was so whiny. He was like, "Oh, I am the fucking what's his fucking name? I am. I don't know what the fucking I don't know what the fucking name is, but I am the immortal Iron Fist." Like he was so like he was so corny. But I felt like once he got past the whole I am Iron Fist, I am this, then it was kind of fun because in the Defenders. Well, he was kind of whining the Defenders as well, but I like how they made him like the de facto like Iron Man. Like he's had his money and stuff. It kind of made him like the person who funded it all, and I love that. He was like a fun person to watch. The material was just shit. It was just ass. Like it almost seemed like he was like if Batman had like powers, that would be it. Yeah, like, I'd bring him back. Oh, he's so bad. No, I think he's. Oh, nice. He's cool as shit. Yeah, he was underused. Like, and also I think having Iron Fist would I think having him be whiny and kind of this like kid, it I think it worked really well because you had Daredevil who was very like he's a grown man who's kind of jaded and blind. He's a little bit more serious. You had Luke Cage who's like, you know, he's also serious as well, and he's like, oh, I'm trying to fight and all this shit. Then you have Jessica Jones who's also like traumatized as fuck. Who's all traumatized as fuck, and you know she's more psychological. And then you have someone like Iron Fist, who, I mean, he's not like that in the comics, but the way they made him, he kind of was a little bit more like a young chip off the old block, kind of like this young whiny kind of person. That's not good, but also like it was a good contrast because everybody else in the Defenders was so like, we got to do this, and you have someone who was kind of like, he was a little bit more jumpy and he was a little bit more like outspoken. So I love that. It wasn't great, but I thought it was pretty. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be. I don't know. I read some stuff. I don't know. You may get your wish. You may get your wish. Or you may what you're saying maybe you may be onto something. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. And I think we're gonna get something of that sort when it comes back. Yeah. I think we are, personally. Well, then the actor for White Tiger, he passed away a few months ago. I mean, going back to what I was saying, passing on the mantle and shit, but it's kind of it's really unfortunate. I think, but I don't know. I really don't know how Jessica Jones would work in the MCU. Because I think what made Jessica Jones work so well is that that her show is really dark and like it's kind of fucked up. And like, how do you put that in the MCU? Because I don't know how you could fucking put that in the MCU. I heard there might be a White Tiger. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know much about White Tiger, but I did my research, and the actor who plays White Tiger passed away from cancer like months ago. So it's kind of like, okay, I mean, right now it's like, okay, well, it's safe to say that there's not gonna be much White Tiger afterwards, like later. I mean, unless they replace a character. I'm right back. And we're back. We're back. I don't know if anyone's still here, but that's okay. Yeah, this is 21 Pilots. I'm probably gonna edit or do this a little bit, freaking another 10, 20 more minutes. And then... let me see. I don't know. I want to play Rocket League, but I also want to play GTA. Wow, I don't have Rocket League. Actually, I do. I don't know. Let me fix something out real quick. I don't know. I love GTA 5, but that game is like kind of boring after a while. Like I love blowing shit up, but GTA 5 is like only fun for like an hour unless you have like friends to play with, and it's like okay, it's kind of fun. The last time I played GTA 5, I was just like in a submarine, just like fucking around, and I was like, I'm bored. I really want to play those games, but they give me a headache. Like it's not, that's not saying it's a bad game. It's just I get nauseous whenever I play like, first-person games. I could download. I could play Avicii and Vector. Hitman. Super Seducer. I don't play that game anymore. Let me uninstall this. Okay. I haven't played Pummel Party in forever. Last played 2022. I think I'll probably play Rocket League. Let me download that actually. Yeah, I agree. Okay. You ever just want to sit and play something relaxing? Let's say Power Simulator. Do we get it for free? My game that's relaxing, kind of, it's college football. It's a sports game I play. And I was talking, I forgot their name. They came in this chat the other day. I don't like streaming for viewers or for views because it's like really subjective. But I'm like, I love playing college football, but like offline because it makes me feel relaxed. But I feel like streaming it's kind of like not really something I want to stream because unless you like sports, it's not really a game. It's not really like something you watch. If that makes any sense. I love that game. Like I feel like college football is like a relaxing game for me that it still keeps me like on my toes, but it's not like makes me fall asleep. Yeah. It's monotonous. Like I would love to fucking play it again on stream, but I only want to play it again on stream for a while. Because like unless like, you're a big college football fan, it's kind of like irrelevant. Like for me, it's fun. It's like, oh, like I get to play as, these teams. But unless like you watch it, it's like, throw a touchdown. Don't throw a touchdown. Look, I constantly play it because it's just like it's monotonous, but it's relaxing. Like it's super. For me, it's fun. Go with you. Go with you. With you. My with you. My brother-in-law loves to play. I think it's probably. Is it me or is it you? Because I'm downloading Rocket League, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was like my internet that's making me lag. Oh. Oh shit. I'm downloading a game, so it wouldn't surprise me if I was the one. Dude, I just saw. I don't know. I saw this bar that's in Dallas, Texas. I want to visit it. That they have like an IMAX kind of a screen, and they have stadium seating. But here's the deal: they show they show college football games on that. So it's like a bar. What is it? It's a bar restaurant, but there's a giant like screen where they show football games, like college football games, and there's stadium seating. So you may think, oh, it looks like you're at the game. No, it's just like a giant like movie theater screen with like seats that are like tables and stuff, but it looks like you are sitting sideline. That makes any sense. I want to visit it, but I also live right next door to one of the biggest stadiums in the country. So I'm like, I already have that at home. Oh, you want to go to a big stadium? We have that at home. That sounds super like disgusting. You have that at home. I got you. They didn't even they didn't even perform this song during the Clancy tour. And I was kind of sad, sipping on straight chlorine. The vibes light over me. The moment is medical. Y'all have hockey though. I know y'all don't have American football, but y'all have hockey. Like, y'all have hockey. I could have sworn there's like the Europeans are better at hockey than America and Canada are. TBH. Yeah. Oh, do you live in the UK? Where do you live? Like, give me a country. I'm gonna Google that shit. Yeah. Yeah, you do. I'm even in like a Facebook group that shows hockey. There's there's a team called Belfast Giants, Cardiff Devils, Coventry Blaze, Dundee Stars, Fifi, I don't know how to say that, Flyers, Glasgow Clan, Guildford Flames, Manchester Storm, Nottingham Panthers, and Sheffield Steelers. Like, we do, but technically, like, far. I'm being an asshole. Yeah, no, I get you. Like, even in my home, even in this town I live in, there's like little league hockey. Like, there's like kids that are playing hockey, and it's pretty awesome. The next generation. Now I get you though. Like here in the United States, we have like big, like professional hockey, like big. I mean, you all have professional hockey, but here it's like a big thing. I hope so. It always kind of makes me sad whenever I see people retire, but then it's like I know damn well there's like probably like a 10-year-old who's like busting their ass off to like make it big in the league or whatever, or like trying to be the next. I guess I'm always kind of like, oh, like that's it, that's over. But it's like there's always like some young people that are like trying to like make their name. Like, there's never gonna be a shortage of people trying to like strive to be strong and shit. I, you know what I really want to do? It might be too late. I live right next to Houston, ish. I've never gone to a Houston Astros game. They won the World Series twice already. Never had a chance to go. I like, I don't know. I like baseball, but I also don't want to go by myself. But yeah, like I literally live. Yeah, I kind of wanted to just go, just like say I went to a game. I love this mix, but I'm gonna pause it and put the real versions because yes, hopefully it doesn't like blow out ears. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I go to concert by myself, but it's different. Cause at concerts, you're like focused on the concert, while the sports game is a lot of like downtime. It's quite different when I used to go to Florida by day. Aww. You know, my father never liked sports. I think my father, when he took me to sports games, I think he took me because that's what you were supposed to do. That's what I think. Like my father always kind of says, "Oh, people are passing the ball and all this and that." But he took me to several sports games when I was little. But I think he only did that because, as a father, you're supposed to take a son to sports games. That makes any sense. Like that's like societal norms. But he never really enjoyed it. I mean, I love sports. Maybe he did it for me. But I think he just took me to games as, hey, this is what a father's supposed to do. But he never had any interest in taking me to those, to those, I can't speak, to those things. That makes any sense. It's just, yeah. What I would love to see, I would love to see. I mean, I've been to track meets, but I would love to see track meets like in person, like again. Yeah. But he liked it. I mean, that's good. And then American football games here are so fucking expensive. I mean, you're paying for the salary. I mean, duh. Yeah, it's the discussion and discourse of it that makes it fucking fun. I don't know. Even to this day, I still don't know what my father likes. I'm a firm believer that I think he did things because it was supposed to happen, not because he liked it. Which is, as a father, you do things for your kids. But at the same time, as I get older, I want to do things that would, help him or he likes. I'm just really assertive. That I'm like, I like to be pleased, but I also like to please other people. Yeah. But it could be other stuff. Without going down a black hole, this shit. I'm like, yeah, I remember we went to. So I love theme parks. I remember we would go to theme parks and he would just be like, didn't like it. And that's fair because theme parks are kind of annoying and they're just money pits. But like I said, as I get older, I'm like, I wonder what he'd like to do. Who the fuck knows? I'm looking at the score for Colorado versus Nebraska, and it's bad. At this for this game, I'm Nebraska. I don't like Coach Prime. I think from a fan's perspective, I think he's a great like motivator, but I don't think he's a good coach. I don't know. There's like zero discipline on this football team. When they play in big games, they're like not prepared at all. But I feel like, in my opinion, the only reason why Colorado gets any buzz is because Dion was so good in the NFL that it's like he brings that level of like, hey, of you know expertise. Like it's the name, but then it's like just because you're good in the NFL doesn't mean you are a good coach. That rarely transfers. Like some players end up becoming great coaches, but I feel like some of the best coaches probably played at a basic level, but then or they maybe played a year in college, and then they just started coaching. But I feel like players that end up having successful professional careers and college careers don't end up becoming good coaches. But there's like different exceptions. Like there's like this really good player for the Dallas Cowboys where he was great in the NFL, but he's also a decent coach he coached like a high school team, but it's a high school team. I'm not saying it's easy to win at the high school like amateur level, but there's a little bit more grace if you lose or win at the high school amateur level versus if you are coaching like a college pro or a pro team, then there's a lot more like, well, you kind of suck or you do suck. Or in high school, if you could lose every game, but there's a little bit more grace, I think. Yeah. And I don't even think there's actually a reason for it. I just think, unfortunately, I just think like I feel like at the end of the day, you have to be a real good motivator. You have to be a real good motivator and you have to have like just good strategy. And sometimes players are great at playing, but they're not good at translating that to like other people. Which is why I think going from experience when I was in grade school, all my friends that were talented as shit, like playing music, and they'd go become an instructor, and they were like instructors, but they were got accolades and they were great in college at playing. I'm like, yeah, they were great at playing their instrument, but they were kind of like a nuisance at being an educator because it's different, unfortunately. Two intimidating. I told me once to fly about the backers. Bless your soul. I'm a Giants fan, so I already know I'm disappointed all the time. Saying, I mean, yeah, I got you. Like the Pats are, but I suppose why do you gotta give the benefit of the doubt with the NFL and the college football? With college, there's like so many college like teams. There's like infinite amount. Like there is gonna be. I mean, anything could happen, but I feel like the power and the talent of teams is very it's in like the hands of a few teams. But the NFL, all the teams have pro athletes. Like, even though the teams may suck from time to time, they are all pro athletes. So I feel like there's always like that chance. But I feel like in college, if you are like a best team in the country and you're going up against like a team that's like a lower division, like less than, well, then you're probably gonna beat them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they haven't really been that good since Brady left. But it just shows that Brady was the best player they had in a really long time. Because people were trying to say, oh, the coach is the coach, the coach, the coach, the coach. No. The coach was a great motivator with Brady as a leader. But then Brady just made it so much better. But then once Brady dipped to go to Tampa Bay, I was like, yeah. Yeah, and I think, but on the other hand, I also love college football more because I feel like there is the dog in it. I think they're all trying to get money, but I feel like with the NFL, everyone is there for the paycheck. I mean, yeah, they're trying to prove themselves to get that bonus, but I feel like in college football, it feels more raw. Yeah, that's what I think so. Because a lot of people that are in college football, a lot of them will not go play in the NFL. Like unfortunately, a lot of them will not go play in the NFL. Like some of them may have like may try out for a team, but a lot of them will not make it. Or some will get drafted into the NFL and they'll play 1 or 2 years before they're like, you know what, I'm not good at this shit. So I think that's why in college football it's a little bit more dramatic or it's a bit more emotional because a lot of people that are playing college know they are not going to be playing at the next level. Like they're not going to go play. They're not going to be playing professionally. So that's why I think it just means more because you know they may be playing their last game ever. Because I feel like with high school, it's a really it's an interesting hierarchy, if you will, or a way to look at it. Um, like in high school, that kid who barely made the high school team, or that kid that's a stud in high school at like the amateur level, he is great, but he's obviously tiny compared to college players. But the same thing goes for the NFL. Like, yeah, just because you're a stud in high school, you are probably gonna be a small fish in a big pond in the college. So some of them will be like, you know what, I was great in high school. I was great in amateur level. Like there were some people that I went to high school with that were great at football. I was like, oh man, these guys would be great at college. But then they didn't really do college, and they didn't do college football. And I was like, because they compare those guys to other talents, like, whoa, shit. But then you look at it the other way. You're looking at, okay, these guys are in college. How are they faring in the NFL? It's like, you can kind of already tell in college or even in high school, hey, that guy's gonna be great at college, or vice versa, that guy's gonna be great in the NFL. I was like, you go to college and you are good enough to go. Yeah, because I think unfortunately there's only so many amount of slots. Like with college ball, there's like 100 schools. Let's just say that. With the NFL, it's like 32 teams. And then on top of that, it's like, you say you make the team after you get drafted. Hey, you know what? We're going to cut you. And then some players will keep trying after like a year. But then I feel like after a year, if they get cut, they're like, maybe I should fucking use my degree to go do whatever. Which kind of sucks, but it also shows how much talent there is. Which is why, like, in the NFL, I mean, it still means a lot, but in college, it's like, I feel like college is truly the last place. Because the NFL, like, I mean, I'm not saying anybody can make a college football team, but there's so many schools that are out there, like, of all levels of, like, big money schools and schools that are, like, having an enrollment of, like, 1,000 kids. Like, the chances are fairly decent that if you're semi decent at football, you'll make the team, I think, as a backup, a starter, or whatever. But in the NFL, you can't be semi decent. If you want to get to the NFL, you have to be like, pretty fucking good, which is why, like, hey, I'm decent. Yeah, I played college ball, even though I only got one snap at a really small school, but I played college ball, and I feel like that liberty is decent, but in the NFL you can't really say, yeah, I played professional ball. You can't really say that because the ceiling only goes so much. But I'm not trying to discount it because Tom Brady, when he was in college, oh no, hell, fuck no, I didn't play college ball. Fuck no, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Fuck no, I didn't play college. Fuck no. I tried out, but I didn't make it. I didn't make it. I tried out as a walk on. I didn't make it though. Fuck no, I did not fucking. Fuck no. No, I did not. No. I'm just saying an example. Like, I was saying as an example. I did try out as a walk on, though. I didn't make it. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot easier. I think it's a lot easier for people, like, to try out and potentially make a team in college football because there's so many schools of all levels. And, like, I'm not saying they'll take anybody, but there's a lot more options to play college football. But with the NFL, there's only one NFL. So it's like, how the fuck? Like, you can, I feel like the chances of you saying, yeah, I played college ball are like a lot higher than, oh yeah, I played for the New England Patriots. Well, cool. I played college ball. Where'd you play? Oh, I played at this random hole in the wall school with 1,000 people. Okay, well, I mean, you still play college ball. So I think there's so many options to get into that level. I don't know. It could just be the hardest thing ever. But I'm just saying, like, the options exist a lot. There's a lot more options to play than the NFL. I didn't do any sports. I played intramurals, which is like club shit. I did try out as a walk on for a college team, and I did not make it. Obviously, I did try out, and it was awesome. It was a good experience, like trying out, but I did not. They told me I needed to be bigger, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. I just love sports. School was cricket. That was bad. But then hockey, football was average. Yeah, you're always like working out, and I feel like it's. I had someone ask me like, "Oh, can I do multiple sports?" I said, "Yeah. I mean, if you want to. I mean, if your body can handle it, be my guest. Go ahead." I do think though. I mean, like, if you're taking it really seriously, I do feel like people that do multiple sports end up having to like pick which one, obviously, because you can't. You can't really do that in college. Yeah, like we have the energy, and then after a certain point, you have to figure out, hey, which one are you better in? Yeah. I really wanted to join like a. I wanted to join like an adult, an adult. I wanted to join. I wanted to join like an adult kickball league. Like I want to figure out. I don't know. If like, since fall's about to set in, like I want to like join, do something. Heavy. This way. Mm-hmm. Or is this the way it ends? Yeah, the internet's for a lot of time. It's bad when I think about it. Dude, yeah. But I'm also thinking, like, I barely have time as it is. Like, so I want to stream during the week, but it's like, when I get home, I'm tired. But at the same time, I see everybody else. It's kind of a mix of FOMO. I see everybody else having time to do those things. And I'm like, okay, they can do it. I can do it. And I love to game because it de stresses the shit out of me. And I guess I could just swap gaming for like real life gaming, but I like the internet. Yeah. I wanted to join an adult hockey league, but eh. I'm honest. I was too scared. I can play hockey like every so often, but I wasn't like not prepared to like do it once a week. Like no. Do that without watching a film. Man. Yeah. Like, I would love. On that note, I would love to go to the movie theater, but there's again. But I spent $10 to watch Beetlejuice, and I wish I would have seen something else. Oh, a movie that I actually, I'm gonna go back to the movies real quick. One movie. What's up, Yellow? How are you doing? A movie that I'm actually really excited for whenever it gets released is The Last Showgirl. Hope you're doing well, Yellow. Just kind of is. It kind of counts. I'm just I'm editing stuff, so the clicking and the whispering, that's I usually do ASMR like brushes and stuff, but this is more like work ASMR. I'm doing okay. That's good that you're doing good. I hope you're not a bot. You've been getting plagued with bots as of late. I had one the other day. I said, "Is this girl trying to take her to the cinema then bowl?" And it's such a life a little. I mean, movies take a long time to watch. Like I feel like you're dedicating. I can kind of see it. On the other hand, movies take 2 hours of your day when you could be doing something else. I'm saying that someone that loves movies. True. You don't know people like poke their nose and shit. And like then put it's kinda gross. Which is why every time I bowl, which is like rare, I wash my hands and shit. Like you know what? I would love to bowl if there was no music. But Yellow, what brings you to the ASMR section, if you don't mind me asking? Or you don't have to answer that. You can just vibe and keep me on. That's totally cool too. I'm listening to it all the time. Well, now I wish I was there to see that shit. Oh shit. Oh no. I feel like it's been a while since I've been in a stream. Like I'm in stream, like I lurk and stuff, and I send emotes, but it's been a while where I've been just really 100% invested. Food is good. I remember when I took somebody on a date, I was like, okay, maybe I could take them. Honestly, I would love to. My idea. I would love to take someone on a date ice skating. Like I'm like manifesting that somewhere in the universe that I take someone on a date ice skating. Like, I would just love that. Then again, finding somebody that knows how to ice skate is totally fucking rare. this is like not related, but I love dinner dates. Like I like going out to eat, but I also think it's like fun. I'm sounding cheap. I think it's fun to make food because I feel like that itself is a date in a date. Like, hey, here's a recipe. Let's make some shit. And I feel like that itself is like a good way of like bonding and getting to know each other and kind of see each other's strengths and obviously conversations galore. But also that's also like that should be the fifth, sixth, seventh date, like a dinner date. But it's awesome. Everyone's not in streams. You can go in and mess around like that. I got told for saying that. I got told off for saying damn and shit. They're like cursing. That's fair enough. I don't even know. Like, what if you're like, damn, like the Hoover dam? Yeah, it's just like, oh, it's like another word of like, oh, or shit. Yeah, it's just like, oh, or now saying the word shit. That's curse. Wow, yeah. Yeah, like I don't. I'm not gonna say anything. I ain't gonna say shit. I ain't gonna say shit. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie. As a moderator, I get a little bit power hungry. Whenever I see someone like not following the rules like to a T, I'm like, where can my fucking power go? I'm just being real. Like there's like a stigma like, oh, don't be power hungry, don't be power hungry, don't be power. I'm like, I get power hungry. When you have power, you get power hungry. Yeah, yeah. You kind of just have to wait until like they say, oh yeah, we're all Gucci in here, or we have we have 25 fucking different rules. I'm gonna do one more photo and then end the stream for a little bit. Let's see here. The cheap decor. Christmas saves the year. Like, for it is loud, but how far can I go with it? Should I possibly see where the bar is? I don't think so. I mean, that's me. I'm very timid when it comes to, like, in general flirting. There are some times where I, like, this is like not even like talking about like stream wise, just in general, where I'll just like say, "Damn, you're beautiful." But some people are like, "Oh wow, Jerry, I don't believe it," because I think I keep my mouth shut regarding stuff like that, to where whenever I say things out loud, it's like, "Oh damn, yeah," because I'm Jerry and I feel things. I think you should. I think you should always ask the mods, in my opinion, because I've seen scenarios recently where the flirting goes a little bit too far and then becomes a big fucking mess, and it just becomes unnecessary. I think you always ask, or at least see the chat. Like, oh yeah, other people are doing it. Why not? I feel like if the entire chat's just like doing it, then fuck it, just do it. The entire the chat ain't doing shit. Well then, don't do shit either. Yeah, and then there's that one comment where it's like, no, don't do that. And it's like, well, fuck. oh shit. GG's. Nothing that's mod. Yeah, that's what I think. Like, I think, like, the people end up like going that far. I think usually they know the people that they're already in on it. Like, oh, I've known you for a year or years, right? Or you're in my circle, so I get I understand the inside joke. That's what I think. Also, off topic, do you know they're making an Ocean's 14? That's pretty exciting. What and why? It's fucking Oceans. What you mean? Why the fuck not? We need an Oceans movie. No, it's a George Clooney and Brad Pitt are like they're coming back, and they want the director of All Quiet on the Western Front, which I think is kind of weird. Like, you want the guy who did All Quiet on the Western Front Like that was like a dramatic movie. You want him to like make a movie about a bunch of dudes doing heists and, you know, swagger and shit. I mean, it's kind of an odd choice for a director. Like, when I think of Oceans, I think of like sexiness and comedy. I don't think of, you know, All Quiet on the Western Front. Oh shit. Reset this. Okay, that sounds like it's not. Nah, it's all. I mean, you should say the one with the women or not. I mean, I understand. I never saw that the one, by the way. The movie that was so fucking boring was Ocean's 12. Ocean's 12 is so fucking boring. That movie was fucking boring. That's the one where they go. That's where the one where they go to the United. That's where they go like overseas to Europe. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like that's where like they owe Andy Garcia a bunch of money. I don't give a shit. And they had a what's her face, Catherine Zeta-Jones come out. I don't care. Like I do not care. I was like, man, first Ocean's 11 was pretty awesome. It was in Vegas, and you had Julia, like a young Julia Roberts, well, not young, but like younger Julia Roberts, Andy Garcia. It's Vegas and the heist. It was fucking cool. But then the second one, I was like, in Europe, cool, I guess. You want to go international? Nah, it's just bad writing. Nah, it's totally understandable. But I'm excited for the new Ocean's movie. Like whenever it comes out, I'm really I'm excited. I always love those movies. Like I think what makes those movies fun is that they're not trying to win any awards. Like you never go into an Ocean's movie. You know what? This movie I could see it winning Best Picture. No, it's just a bunch of nobodies going on a heist. That movie is terrible. Or what's those fucking movies with what's that movie? There's a movie with Margot Robbie and John David Washington and some other people. Someone died. David O. Russell movies. And then Taylor Swift came out in it as well. Like, no. You could have every motherfucker in one win shit. And I think what also kind of helps too is that is that George Clooney and Brad Pitt, like they're all good, great actors, but they're not like, I don't know, they're not. I don't want to say they're not good, but like, I don't know. They're talented, but no one will go to a Brad Pitt movie and be like, you know what? Brad Pitt was once a star, and probably when the movie first Ocean's movie came out, but right now, like, he's not a hot star anymore. So I feel like now's a good time to bring this franchise back. Yeah. I saw a comment on Twitter that the Minecraft movie is not made for adults, which is fair. Like, you're not gonna go watch Arthur and be as an adult, like the show Arthur, and like, you know what? The writing is terrible. Well, no, or the writing, it's not that great, or it's kind of weird. Well, it's made for kids. Like, someone said, so like, oh, the Minecraft movie looks pretty bad, but it's also like it's not meant for adults. However, though, growing up, I watched The Lion King. I mean, that's an anime movie, but I watched The Lion King, and that was pretty good. As an adult, it's Hamlet with lions. So I feel like saying, "Oh, it's meant for kids" is a cop out. It's a fucking absolute cop out by saying, "Oh, like it's for kids." Like, no, kids deserve some decent writing in movies. Maybe I don't know. I just thought like the trailers are supposed to like be the best part of the movie. Like even if the movie is ass, you know, if the movie is terrible, the trailer is supposed to be the best part of it. Like, look at the Suicide Squad when it first came out in 2016. The movie itself was decent, but the first trailer that came out was like amazing. Or look at Superman Returns. Look at Superman Returns. Like that movie was kind of was terrible, but that first trailer they released before Superman Returns was excellent. I feel like the trailer should be even better than the movie. And this trailer was it. This should be like a thing where like you know what, the movie was terrible or the movie was kind of was average, but the trailer for it was, I wish the trailer was the movie. In this case, the trailer is not even that good. Does that mean the movie's gonna be terrible, or is this gonna be a really weird switcheroo where the trailer is terrible and this movie is like fucking great? Like some of the, even that trailer alone, like Jack Black, like I don't want to go too much into Jack Black, but like I feel like with Jack Black, they're just like, you know, we're just gonna put Jack Black in a fucking shirt, and we're gonna call it a day, cause it's Jack Black. He's Jack Black. And it's like, and it's Minecraft. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just like, I feel like Minecraft is like a bed of like possibilities, and maybe a great movie, but it's a bed of possibilities where you can do anything, and this is not it. At least in the trailer. Like I said, for all I know, it could be fucking excellent, and I'm just like blind. Sure. I was about to say a bad joke. Mm, I don't think so. I mean, it's a theory. I don't think so. I still don't see why he invited a bunch of kids to the chocolate factory. Yeah, I don't know what the reason was. Yeah, or like even in the Tim Burton one, I think they showed him like just being incapacitated, or they're just like, you know, kind of, out of it when they leave. True, I guess you look at that. You could look at it that way. Well, Tim Burton's version was actually closer to the original book. Where I think that it's kind of just say that Tim Burton's is too weird, but like it is actually like it's closer to the original material. He was good. What I didn't like about Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was I think the musical numbers sucked. I mean, I'm not a fan of musicals to begin with, so I'm not a fan of musicals to begin with. So like, I really didn't give a shit about it in the first movie. I didn't give a shit about it in the Tim Burton's version. Like, I always skipped it. Like, Young Frankenstein the classic. It's a really good movie. Peter Boyle. I forgot who played Igor. I'm not gonna even try to guess it. I was gonna watch yesterday earlier today, but I got I, I took a nap. That's what happened. I love yesterday. It's a good movie with a low budget and it's just fun. Yeah, if it's like a comfort movie, the same way you asked me about like comfort games or games that make you feel like chill. Yesterday is one of those movies that I feel makes me feel like I could just pop that on and not that it'll make me feel happy, but it just makes me feel chill. Like I could be doing laundry and that movie's playing, and it feels like good. She's a tearing my heart. I'm on fire. Oh, Gremlins? That movie's kind of scary. The fuck? It's kind of a scary movie, isn't it? Probably mostly funny because I was a kid. The film where it's my fault. Maybe I need to rewatch it. When I was a kid watching it, I was scared. Minds change. Boy, pain boy. We want to. Back to the Future. Back to the Future 2 used to be my comfort. Actually, Back to the Future 3 used to be my comfort movie. Like, as a kid, it used to be my comfort movie. Back to the Future 3. The irony is, I just never gave a shit about that fucking movie. It was a movie that I truly put on just to fucking not watch. Like, as a kid, I would just put it on while I was like coloring shit. Or I don't know what the fuck I was doing when I was a kid. I was like just doing kid stuff, and I would just put it on, and it was good to have it on, like to hear the sounds. But I never gave a shit. Actually, I think Back to the Future 3 is a fucking terrible movie. Like Back to the Future 3 truly feels like a movie that was mandated by the studio, and it was like, hey, just make something. Like, here, I don't know. Tell us, we Back to the Future 1 and 2 made a shit ton of money. Go ahead and make another one. I don't know. Any ideas you have, just put it in that shit. Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah, but it felt disorganized. I don't know. It felt more like a parody of a western, and that's probably the point, than like a legit movie. Like I did not give a shit about Marty McFly's ancestors, and I didn't really care. I did love Back to the Future 2 the most, even though they say that's the weakest one. I think Back to the Future 3 was the weakest one. So I feel like Back to the Future 3 really played around with time travel and it played around with other concepts. While Back to the Future 3 was just like, just oh, the Western. And at the end, it's like, oh, fucking, fucking Doc Brown has a family with the lady from Step Brother, Step Brother, fucking. Oh, the future is what you make of it. Enjoy it. The future is all around you. So he said some crap like that. I'm like, I didn't. No, no, leave the fucking time machine, motherfucker. It was such a weak ass fucking movie. In my opinion. And I'm like, this ain't it. I mean, no, Back to the Future 1 and 2 are great. They're fantastic. Like, they should be in the conversation, Back to the Future 1 at least, should be in the conversation with The Godfather and other movies. Back to the Future 3, where I think Back to the Future, Back to the Future 3 is almost a nearly perfect trilogy, except Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3 fucked it up. You know, like Back to the Future 3 was like, I think in Back to the Future, I just don't like westerns. I think that's probably it. But if Back to the Future 3 was a little bit more cleaned up, that would be the greatest trilogy of all time. And actually, no. Star Wars would like a word. Star Wars would love a word. Lord of the Rings would love a word. Look out. Okay. It could be one of the best trilogies of all time if Back to the Future 3 didn't fucking stunk. Yeah, okay. I think for me, I just didn't give a shit about Doc's family and finding a home. And I mean, I could see it from the story point of view that Doc Brown was too busy chasing the future and science, and the idea of him living in a time where science was just kind of not at, I don't want to say 80s was advanced, but him going back in time to be in a time where that wasn't really relevant. It makes sense from a story point of view that Doc Brown would be doing that. But it's like it feels like, I don't know. It feels like they didn't really know what to do with Michael J. Fox. Oh, Doc, the Western, we're in the Wild West. Let me see. Now I want to go down a black hole. Yeah, I feel like if anything, what they should have done is they should have they should have gone to the west. They should have gone western in the second movie, and then go to the future and then the last movie. I think if they would have done that, then it probably would have been better, more sequential. Because you were saying about cars in the future, and then oh yeah, we're this is awesome, and then you go back, yeah, like it's fucking. Cause it's like almost underwhelming unless you're a huge Western fan. It's like, what do you? I don't know. And I wish there was some edits. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I wish if someone would edit those for me, then I'd probably enjoy it a lot more. Like change up the endings a little bit of I don't know, the same way how some people cut up the Obi-Wan show to make it a giant movie. I'm pretty sure someone out there could kind of like tweak it a little bit, like editing wise, to like replace the ending. I don't know, something. Yeah. Like not even like so much like changing the movie or whatever, but a small edit to the endings. So that way Back to the Future 3 is Back to the Future 2. I don't know. Yeah. There's gotta be something out there that Back to the Future 3 was like a mandate or something. Like there has to be somewhere out there that, yeah, this movie was not really meant to be. Let's see. It made a shit ton of money. Also, I didn't really give a shit about. Like, it's just so. I don't know. I'm looking at it right on Wikipedia. Oh, writing a letter to your past self, and like, yeah. At the end of the movie, like he's like, "Oh, the future has not been written yet, and go ahead and make your own future." It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Like maybe you shouldn't be fucking around with time. Like, why does he die so many times? But I think what they did was they made like Back to the Future video games, and that kind of like elaborated a little bit. But it's like the video games are not canon, so nobody gives a shit. I'm looking at this right now, like it is in the film, but yeah, this playing parts. Yeah. But yeah, I like the first two Back to the Future movies. The rest are like, and the third one's like, eh. I always, I always kind of wondered, but it never happened. Like hypothetically, if Michael J. Fox never got sick, would they have made another one? But then I'm thinking, he didn't really get sick until like the early 2000s, and it was like 10 years since the last Back to the Future movie, which is the third movie. If they didn't make another one in the mid '90s, they wouldn't have made another one anyway. I'm just thinking like if he never got sick, like would they have made another one? Which should I explain the timeline of the mechanics explain the future self dying when it. Yeah, it started getting convoluted a little bit. Like it branches off and it creates a new you. I think, I think I'm on the same page with that. Yeah, I remember that. I always imagined. I'm trying to think where else could they have taken the story. There's not really any. There's not many options where they could have taken the story. So I feel like I was thinking, maybe they could have gone like to before Christ or the dinosaurs. But obviously, what makes a story kind of work is Marty McFly's ties to it. Like that's as corny as it sounds. That's what makes the stories like work. So it was kind of important. At least the dying part it did than the first. Yeah. Also, I think I was just kind of sad with the. I think what just turned me off was in the third one. It ends while the first two. While the first two, it's like there's an excitement. There's like a brewing threat. While the third one's like, okay, well that's kind of it. Also, the third one was really slow. Like it was really fucking slow, which is it explains because it was a western. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that they needed to find a way to end it, but it was just like it was so vague. Hey, Marty, no fucking time machine for you, motherfucker. But I, on the hand, I'll, I'll take the time machine myself. I'll turn this train into a time machine. But you, motherfucker, since you're not a scientist like me, you don't get a time machine. The future's up to you, bitch. That's what it fucking felt like. It's like, also, we don't got any more story to tell, so we're gonna take the time machine away from Marty. It also kind of felt like a cop out, personally, in my opinion. It's like, oh, Marty, even though I've given you a taste of time travel, the future is yours. However, you gotta live it. You're not gonna get You're not, you're not gonna use my fucking. You're not gonna use my technology, Marty. And just like, but even Doc going that message, like, no. Yeah. But I feel like the filmmakers like we're ending this. No one gives a shit. It's like, yeah, when you going back, because clearly he was like, oh, I love the Western life, but clearly you still fucked with science. You clearly fucked with time travel anyway. But you being the selfish motherfucker you are, you're like, oh, Marty, you don't, silly Marty, time travels for scientists. You don't get to fucking. Look, so I know at the end of the first movie, well, at the beginning of the first movie, fucking Doc Brown dies. He gets shot up by. I'm not gonna say the country, but he gets shot up by some terrorists. And that's when Marty's like, oh, I'm gonna go fucking find Doc. Another good movie, I think, that was pretty. It's not even a time travel movie, but it kind of is Interstellar. But Interstellar was a great movie at. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it a stream. I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna end the stream for a few hours, which by then you should be asleep, dude. Um, I'm gonna end the stream and probably right out. No, I love Interstellar. I remember I saw it in IMAX 10 years ago, and that was fucking incredible. I loved um, watching IMAX. There's some people that like never got a chance to see Interstellar in IMAX, and I'm like, that was the business. Like seeing that movie in that big of a screen was fucking fantastic because it was so massive. I don't know who to rate. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm probably just gonna end it here. I'm probably gonna be on like in a few hours. It's really gonna. Yeah. At the end, it's like, oh, well, at least we made it. But I'm like, my daughter's like 100 and he's still 30. But to anyone that all follows, I'm gonna be offline for like a few hours, maybe an hour or two. And then I'm gonna be on, and we're gonna be playing some Rocket League. We're gonna be playing something. I always say that. Thank you so much, Kev, for popping in. We've been live for almost 4 hours. Have a good sleep. We're gonna be dropping off. Have a good sleep. Have a great rest of your Saturday. And